So when human being started his own journey many years back, it started by having him the powers to access how his body can move. Years after that, it went on and tried and understood that he has got something called as hunting. And then when the Greek came up in the 13th century, they started writing those pictograms, for which you now call as emojis, which you really use. And then as human beings started evolving with technology, we had the printing presses, the telegrams. The printing press came in the 14th century, where we had the ink and the paper been intelligently written on. And the first Bible was written about, God Bible. And then we had telephone, if you remember that. We had television. So then, the way technology has processed and evolved in the last so many years, people have been adopting to it. In the last 30 years, the amount of technology adoption is equivalent to what has happened in the last more than about 200 years. Today we are so much used to it that we don't realize the power of it. And when we don't realize the power of something that we have, we might just lose on, like Drew says, the objective of what we really want to do with it. And hence, we need to really identify two things very important. Can you change it? How many of you remember this logo? Wow, awesome. It took 60 seconds for this logo to get over. And when it got over, I used to wait for that announcer to tell me what is a movie, Sunday movie which I was running. We had all the patience in the world. But today, if a website doesn't open for 7 seconds, what do? You go to the next distraction. We live in a distraction economy with attention revenue. Next please. How many of you remember this? I hated the people who had the number 0 on their phone. Because my fingers to do a lot of things, it's all effort. Today on a voice, sitting in a car, I can connect to a person. Right? This was not old, this was hardly 15, 16 years back. That's how the technology is growing. Next please. We have about 7 billion people living in this world. And most of these people are living in something called as internet technology chaos. I'll explain you what it is. You know, when the telephone and the television started, it took so many years, 14, 13 plus years, to get them up to an audience of about 5 crore. But then came social media. And then it took about 3.5 years for Facebook to reach an audience of a similar kind. And then people said there is nothing more powerful than this, but then there came apps called as Draw Something, Temple Run, Angry Birds, which took 13 days to reach the similar audience. What I want to insist is the kind of scope that technology has is pretty huge. Do you remember this noise by any chance? What does this mean? Yeah, my teacher taught me that in school. My teacher didn't knew that internet is going to come and social media is going to come. Today this is the thing. But what is more important in this is this, that when you do anything on digital, on social, you need to understand the person in front is a human being. So creating content of what you feel is not so relevant, but what is more important is what the customers or what your audience wants. If you see this slide, this is the way the desktop has been changing in the last almost about 25 years. And this is the first ever phone way back in 1973, the weight of which is about 1.1 kg. Okay? Today we have telephones, mobile phones, which are worth almost about 250 grams. Right? We carry them in our pockets. And this is what we do with that. So we have almost about half of the world, 3.4 billion people in the world are connected to the internet, of which almost about 42 or 46.2 crore people in India today are connected on the internet, of which over 38.6 crore are using internet on a mobile phone. As simple as that. 24.1 crore people in India today are using social media in different formats, and 19 crore of them are on Facebook. And what the hell are they doing? Time pass. The highest downloaded photo in US
was that of the White House and the document was that of a research paper in 2017. The highest downloaded photo in India was Katrina Kaif. And the document was a torrent which gave sites for Hindi movies to be downloaded. That's the difference between a developing country and a developed country. When we change our mindset as youth to use technology or internet for our benefit, than just using it for entertainment, we'll make a different India altogether in the years to come. This is the amount of time that you spend every day. This is the number of users in apps, number of users on different social media sites. So what is social media? Is it Facebook? Is it LinkedIn? Is it Twitter? In the next 8 minutes, I hope to kill your aspirations and dreams about what you think of social media is, and I'll give you a different picture of what social media is all about. There are two things. One is social media, other is social networking. If you can identify this, I think my talk is okay for you to reach today. Anything that you create content, that is a video or a blog, and post it, it's called a social media. And anything that where there is a two interaction, where there is networking happening, is social networking. If in the next 18 months, by the time you come out to the industry or you will already be doing a job, if you can identify two tools on social media and next two tools on social networking and just focus on it for 18 months, you'll be able to create a brand of your own which will be unbeatable. But that's not exactly what it is. How many of you here write blogs or write any kind of thing? Like, let's say today we have a half a day event, right? Why not write something about what the speaker said or what I found very interesting about it and make a blog of it? Go to these free sites. It's WordPress, blogging, these are all free. You just need to register yourself and you'll have a microsite of your own. Do you know how many videos are watched every day on internet? Any idea? Any guesses? How many of you watch one video at least per day? Good. There are 4 billion video views on Facebook per day. And they are not number one. There are 6 billion video views on YouTube. They are not number one. There are 10 billion video views on Snapchat every day. They are number one. The amount of video consumed by people is so high. So next time, when you go for a job interview, after 2 years from now or 3 years from now, it's not going to be your LinkedIn profile. It's going to be your intro video what they would see on a LinkedIn profile in a rich media to understand what you exactly are going to see. And hence, you need to work on videos. These are all sites which are free sites, not to watch, to create content. Make some dent in the world, just don't use others' content. Podcast. What if someone would have recorded all this audio that we all speakers are going to speak and put it on a podcast free of cost? It's easy content for you, right? You've got articles, long articles, publishing articles. You've got social networking sites. How many of you know that to send a WhatsApp message, you have to first save the contact? How many of you know? Raise your hands, please. And how many of you know that it's not needed to save a contact to send a WhatsApp message? Good. You can send a message. If I want to send 1 lakh messages to someone, I need not save their contact numbers on WhatsApp. Then I can use those messages to whomsoever I have sent and use it to identify their Facebook profile and send them a Facebook advert. And then looking at the trend, I can send them an email. All while I sleep, my automation tool is doing all that. That's where we are moving towards automation. Have you heard of something called as augmented reality? Virtual reality? I wish I could have shown you a demo of that on a visiting card of ours. The visiting cards, the brochures, marketing brochures are all going to be about AR and VR henceforth. And I have something in case if you're interested to show you on my visiting card where you can see the products that I have already. Widgets. If you want to share your content, these are some of the tools which are again free. Bookmarking sites where you source the data, curate the content, photo sharing sites. Wikis. How many of you have used wikis? It's a very, very effective tool, especially in the education business. In case if you want to connect to your counterparts in other countries, This is one of the best tools for you. How many of you have a LinkedIn account? Gosh, please get one in next 24 hours. You'll be outdated soon. Get a LinkedIn account. Feeds. And then the last thing which I want to tell you in the short time that I have been given. You know, when I used to travel in those, how many of you travel in the red color ST bus? Maharashtra State ST bus. Lal Dabba Panjana Manto. Kele na Pravas? I don't know last time when I traveled, but in my school days, in my college days, when I used to travel with ST, ते बाहेरच्या बाजूला एक असा माणूस व्हायचा ते थम्सअप आणि बाटल्या घेऊन आणि ते ओपनरने असा आवाज करतात. डू यू रिमेंबर दॅट? आय डोंट नो आता करतात की नाही मला माहिती नाही. हां करतात. It was all about attention economy, you know, that time. About selling his products, getting your attention diverted. That noise used to get the attention diverted. Businesses today are just like this character. How many of you know this character? या पिक्चरवरती कुठला पिक्चर नाही बनला, त्यामुळे तुम्हाला माहिती नसेल हा कोण आहे. It used to be my favorite character in my school days and still. He's called Phantom. तो ज्यावेळेस यायचा तो एक पंच मारायचा, गावकऱ्यांना इथे चेहरा शिक्का असायचा की त्यांना कळायचं फॅन्टम आता आलाय. Most businesses are doing something like this, like the Phantom. They're just pushing their products. This is me, this is good, I am good, my customers, my value, my product, my services. You know, one day what will happen? There's a noise here which doesn't come, I don't know, there's a problem. A punch a person. The customer is going to hit you. The industry, the HR is going to hit you. Because you still have to understand that your education certificate is not the criteria for getting a job. It's the skill that you achieve. The events like this, the mentors events like this, which you can get an idea, you will get a job automatically. Because as in marketing, we say it's called as inbound marketing. People should come to you. You should not go to people. To create that, you have to create a skill. And hence, it is important to create a character like a Spider-Man, where you have connections not only to you, not only to your friends on Facebook, but to the counter friends in different countries on what they are talking about engineering or marketing or management or electronics or Internet of Things. Share your views on social media, get to know all those things, get the connections done, but everything should be like a wife. Most of you are not married here, but the control of the house is always with the wife. But you should have the control on social networking, on social media of that. And last but not the least, however good you are with technology, or however good you are with your own number of fans or followers you have on Insta or Snapchat or LinkedIn, it doesn't matter. What matters most is how you use technology, number one. Number two, how you balance it well. So how you balance technology, how you balance your education that you're doing, the skills that you're going to acquire, use it to your benefit. How you get connections done on LinkedIn to the right HR heads, to the right VCs, to the right startups, how you can curate ideas using this technology is what is the skill. But what is more important is just not doing it, but using it effectively so that you can tomorrow in the next 18 months, next 24 months, be able to create a different brand for yourself. A brand where people can come and talk to you and say, how did you do that? And a brand where people can say, can you be our next speaker for a yearly event? So that's what it is. And I wish that you all use this more effectively. Thank you very much, Ian and Sakar, for inviting me here. It was fun to discuss.